Hi up there, beautiful people, all 56 of you. When you strip it all away down to its bare minimum and its most vital and most important, all music is what it means to you. Like, I take a song purely off the top of my head, Walking on the Moon by the Police. Okay, that means a certain thing to the person that wrote it, and I apologise if this is a pedestrian point, but I feel like right at this moment I feel it's very much like worth making. Very much something to do with its producer, Miles Copeland. Very much something to do with its songwriters. Very much something to do with its performers. It means something different to each of them. And then over the last, it's got to be 40 years now, isn't it? It's got to be, is it nearly 40 years if it's not 40 years? And in that time, the millions and millions of people that have heard that, and sorry, someone's very painful sounding cough outside. Just listen, almost sounds like a sob. But yeah, each one of those too has extracted a meaning from it. Meanings that they attribute to the song that's been written, and meanings that it goes on to have in their own life. You know, songs become important not just because you like them. There's more to it than that. Some are like little photographs of memories and times you had in your life. Music evokes, and it evokes those feelings within us that are the most deepest and the most sincere and the most true. And so Tone Tuesday, part 1. I was very pleased to give the Snail Driver a CD the other day. There's a few songs on that they're still in the life set to this day. Shine in the lights of this candlelit prison cell, made in a way that you decorate so well. Open the curtains and wave to the storm, assured that you're in your own little room. I cannot make best of this union blessed. I'd say let me run, but I'm chained to this desk, holding the pen as I edit your pen. I'll put you underground and your friends cold. Your heart has always been acting like a crazed machine. Forgot that I'm a dreamer. Now I dream of flight. Now it's do or try. Come up close to me and you will see what I have in store for you. Scream bloody murder as you see the plans that you come with, my dear. There's nothing to fear, only the sight of a love disappeared. I'm going to crack her and my cement mixer that's come into play as a permanent fixer. Under my patio she's laid to rest. For the sake of this marriage, I think that it's best that she go. Tremendously difficult to play that live under stage lighting with the fucking randomness that is monitors. Do you know the first experience? I've been watching a lot of X Factor, some of the highlight reels, mostly the cringe ones. They're irresistible. Who doesn't know who Ab Lisa is, for Christ's sake? I mean, I've never seen more million. Well, actually, Lady Gaga's got more millions of views, but that's about all I can see. I was shocked to see Lady Gaga's topped 1 billion views on one of her tracks. Astonishing. But yeah, the views on the fucking X Factor stuff is in the 40s of millions for some of it. It was quite shocking, and I thought that was big. But yeah, it for anybody I think that sings and plays lives, you can feel for those poor bastards, to be honest, because you know what it's like. The first time I was ever on a properly big stage, and it was a really vital gig, like it had to go well, and yeah, it's fucking great monitor, great engineer, but I was going on before a couple of bands went on, so it was very much a quick, a fucking in and out, you know, there's no sound check or anything. And, you know, they're maybe working with the same band every day, day after day after day, and like they're really skilled at getting a good sound out of that band, but some dude comes along with an electroacoustic, and they're like, DI box? I mean, it's not like they're equipped, you understand? It's really fucking mint and kitten, like stripped back down to nothing. And you know, if you're fucking just some shit-faced cunt from West Sussex that sits in a room writing songs and doing fucking pub gigs and folk clubs and playing on the fucking street, what do you know about how well a fucking guitar performs on a big stage where there's masses of, like, there's thousands of watts kicking around, of, you know, there's sub bins and things down there, like by your, you know, 10 feet away, and you don't know what that does to the fucking pickup system in your guitar. And like, you know, even bands I've worked for have had trouble with that. Like, how densely do you pack that cotton wool in the 335, you know? And that's a band, you know, that fucking hell, like, they're best known for playing on the Young Ones. That's how long they've been going. And they're still fucking having issues with feedback. I mean, well, you know, how much feedback, getting it exact. Really, they're tuning their feedback, in fairness. Like, Dennis Greaves, something else. Fucking, the way that he stands and handles a 335 and literally knows how to get that feedback into the guitar. You know, it was eye-opening. You know, because it's like, most mere mortals don't get to fucking play with big 50 watt, 100 watt, 4x12, you name it, at fucking top whack. And then to get good at that tone, you know, you need exposure to it. It's a tough one. You know, God, the last time, Mark Stevens for me, if you're out there watching, and shout. But he bought a load of like Marshall 4x12s. He's like me, likes just bass cab, except he buys shit. You know, he has like, I mean, I'm sure, like right now, I'm sure he owns at least 4 4x12s just with greenbacks and a load of other stuff which you can poo-poo at. You know, I bloody guarantee it. And that was the last time up there, because he had like a big workshop, like a big like where he did work on cars and shit. And he used to empty it out and just set the amps up, warmth, top whack, 66 telly, fucking, he's got some beautiful guitars, top whack. And sad to say, that's the last time, you know, for me, playing like an amp like what I used to play is akin to sort of riding in a sports car or something like that. It's not something you get to do very often. But anyway, sidetracked. But yeah, thank God for modelling and you know, living in a tight sort of, you know, even if the whole house was just music, it would be like, still then you'd worry about the neighbours, you know. So it's like, thank fuck for modelling. It's, you know, I've been able to get a good tone without volume. That's really what modelling's for. That's what it's all about. For getting good tone without volume, that you can do. But yeah, the way that's been done for years is nice loud amps, and that's an art all in itself. Anyway, getting back to the story. So yeah, this is the first time I've been on like a proper stage, and the engineer is very sympathetic, likes what I played him, you know, in the back of the van. You know, when the equipment was cleared out, it's like the only quiet sort of spot. And yeah, he was very supportive and all for it. Oh, you know, telling people, oh, make sure you come for the opening act, he's interesting. He was saying that to everyone, and that was nice. But then comes the fucking gig, and I've got what I feel is a strong set list, because I've been doing it for a couple of years, just, you know, and it's as hard. I tell you what, it's as hard to charm a small audience sometimes. I'll get to that point in a moment. But fucking, to my horror, first song, and I can't hear a fucking thing. I can hear like the tiniest bit of what I'm playing, and then when I sing, I can't hear my vocal. It's like it's the weirdest thing, but it's like, if you haven't got adequate monitors, it's like you're actually behind the you know, this really huge volume, and it's like when it's like trying to see someone behind a bright light. You know, you can stand right in front of someone with a powerful floodlight at your feet, and they've got no idea you're there. And it's like fucking, it's like that, but sonically. And it was a horrible and devastating experience. I had no idea, like, to sing in tune. And in the moment, I did it by matching resonance. I matched the resonance in my chest, this is no bullshit, to the resonance that I could feel through the guitar. That's how and I really was winging it, and it was a struggle, and I was dreadfully upset. And trying to hide that while performing to a couple of thousand people. And it got a pop, it got a great pop, like, from the audience. There was even like a good wave, like about 20 seconds in, there was like a good sort of wave of people that came up to the thing and started looking at the guitar playing, and yeah, it was it went down well, and I was like shocked and surprised, and at the end I was like, ah, and I told the guy, and he was like, oh no, you didn't drop a note, and it was like, that was horrible, and that's the worst and most only gig that I've ever had like that. Every other one I've been really feeling like I'm in control. Like I don't feel intimidated. If like, this is something I have said to a lot of people, like, anybody that plays out there and struggles with nerves, like, please listen to what I'm saying. You get to that point where when you are nervous, it gives your playing a little bit more zing, it gives your performance a bit more sincerity, and an audience responds to that. An audience feels your nerves, and they will support you through them. And if you can look forward to that, you've beaten your nerves forever. Like, that's it. They're done. So, but yeah, back to like small audiences, large ones. It's sometimes it's easier to get a pop out of a bigger audience, because they're all there to have a good time, and they might have paid a ticket price, probably paid, you know. So they're kind of paid to have a good time, so they're determined to have one. Like, when you got 25 people and they've strolled in by accident, if you can fucking get them, then you are good, I think. Because it's like they would snide at an awful lot, because they've got no investment in it. They don't know who you are, and they've paid no money to see you. It's like, if you pay money to see someone, you're a bit more inclined to enjoy yourself. It's a simple human nature, right? So if there's like 2,000 people and they've all paid to enjoy themselves, they're very much more likely to be on your side than 25 people that have strolled in by accident. If you can get those 25 people, if you can get both sets, you know, that's what you want. But it's like, you learn just as much from those awful little gigs as you do those big ones that go well. Like, they all teach you lessons. It's like, fucking hell, like, I can't count how many times I've sat and entertained 4 people, 3 or 2, or just 1 or none. But yeah, they all have something. You know, like, I'll tell you another story as well, and this isn't one of my stories, but it's a story I heard about Ray Winston. Now, the dude's, he'd done nothing, a bit of theatre, and he was in a small play in London, and there were 3 people at this play, and Ray Winston gave it the fucking beans. He gave it the beans, and the 2 people in there were blown away by him. and they were working on a film called Scum and putting into development a series called Robin of Sherwood. Now, Ray Winston leads one and fucking runs like he's the backbone of the other. If you ever want to see like really good TV acting, like the first episode of Robin of Sherwood, when they find Will Scarlet and they're all in that pit, Ray Winston is fucking captivating. Like, he completely, you believe every word he's saying. He hates the Normans, and he'll tell you why, and it's like you fucking believe it. And it's like, that's some little TV show from years ago. Great TV show, Robin of Sherwood, like Pearl and the Hunter. Oh, it's got some great shit. It's got polystyrene, Stonehenge, it's got the works. But yeah, he gave it to the nines, and fucking look at what that done for him. That's the foundation of his legend. He's a living legend now. Do you think if he just hadn't bothered, when there was those 3 people in the room, if he'd have just thought, oh fuck this, you know, fuck this, I'm just going to phone it in and get to my wine, like, he wouldn't probably have a career, like, because there's a fucking load of people that did phone it in, and there were 3 people in the audience, and they were like, oh fuck this arrogant twat, can't even be bothered, because, you know, what value a human life? And if you're entertaining one, my god, what a privilege that is. Like, what a privilege that is. So yeah, you have to fucking do exactly, yeah, you have to, you know, do your thing, regardless of the situation. Customato, in fact, said that. He said, being a professional has nothing to do with earning money, it's about performing under any condition or circumstance. That's the guy that, you know, trained, you know, Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. I mean, you know. So yeah. Anyway, that's the Tone Tuesday. It's an acoustic tone and a human voice.